Hello, hello. This is Connor on Connor's Retribution Analysis. And buckle up because this was a good game. This was quite a bit of fun. Playing Vyros 2, non-trident version of my standard list, playing against a Fiona player. Mox Boarding House, fantastic on work travel, so I got to play here. I highly recommend checking it out if you're ever in the Seattle, Washington area. Not Washington area, Seattle area. Washington's huge. But yeah, had a fantastic opponent, and I've got a forest in the middle of the map, so that's pretty awesome. I get first, I go up fast, and I'm ready to roll. My opponent, let me see if I remember this right. Yep. My opponent just gets up the board. He puts Alten Ashley over here. He puts Kell bailoch over here, takes some shots. He did some advanced moves that he forgot to do with his jacks. He took some more shots. Not a whole lot happened. Some keys to this matchup that I think are important is Jaims and Alten Ashley have grievous wounds. I can shield guard Alten Ashley, but Jaims with sidestep can kind of get to Impetitus, and then there's the potential for Impetitus to like die to guns or die to one heavy instead of it requiring two heavies, and it can really change how things go. As far as that, I think after feat turn I just roll my opponent. That's what I think going into this game and what I'm preparing for. So yeah, that's what I think. We're gonna come back to this. I'm gonna keep saying it because that's what I think. That's what I think. Yeah. This is the map situation. So my turn. Griffins are gonna go build some synergy on steelheads. I don't really see anything that can kill them, so why not? Manticore rolls up behind them, rolls up some shots, and the idea is to shoot Alten and shoot Kell bailoch. I roll up one shot, so I shoot Alten because my opponent is nice enough to remind me that there's a shield guard for Kell bailoch, so let's not waste that shot. And Vyros moves up to right about here. Griffon goes screaming across the map, gets fed from some Arcanist, kills Jaims. It gets countercharged by this Toro, though. That's bad because now the Toro's in good threat range of Manticore and kind of threatening my middle of the board situation. I want to own this middle of the board patch, and the Toro's now threatening that, and I can't get anything really to it. And also the Griffon gets like a 6/4/4 for a damage roll and gets half health, so that was really bad. But Jaims dies, so that was kind of important. And we end up with a board state like this. And this proxy base right here, could not fit, is the Toro. I decided to pull Manticore back because I only had one focus on the Manticore and I can't get any more, and I didn't think I could kill it. Also, this Griffon hit the Toro a little bit and did about 10 damage to it. I just didn't have other resources the way it worked out to bring it down. So my opponent's turn. He is going to end up killing this Griffon right here with the Toro. Then he's going to befuddle this Griffon around, and even under deceleration from Vyros 2 with Kiss and the armor debuff from what's her face, Fiona. She shoots that Griffon to death. It sort of happens that way, and then pops feet and has jacks right there. Fiona's behind them, and everything is kind of moved up a little bit. Here we are. So my turn. No scoring happened. That was his second turn. Toro had to kill the Griffon that was with it, so it did not get over to score this zone or take out the objective or anything like that. So I don't want to go in on his feat turn. I can't really get much work done. The minus dice to hit and minus dice of damage just doesn't do much for armor cracking. Also, Impetitus got befuddled and turned around. Maybe this Griffon didn't get befuddled. Maybe Impetitus got befuddled and that Griffon just got murderized. But anyhow, for my big turn strategy, my plan is to score 3 points. I can get an Arcanist on that flag. There's no one to contest it. I can kill this objective, and I can score that zone pretty easily. And then by scoring those 3 points and him getting none, he has to get something over to not only kill that objective, but score it. So that means Fiona's either going to have to run, not do any befuddles, not do the armor debuff, not do anything of worthwhile, or the Toro, who is the key hitter in the list, is going to have to go over and get that objective. Vyros 2 pops feet right here. I run an Arcanist into the way of the Toro, and my hope is that he countercharges. If he countercharges, I'll totally put a fully loaded Griffon and Impetitus onto him, and hopefully, even though it's under feet, take him the rest of those 20 boxes, because it'll still be dice +2 on 1 dice with 5 attacks. So that's 10 damage just in math, with no dice added, and I'm hoping between 5 attacks I can roll those other 2 damage. So that's kind of what I'm hoping on there. He does not take the bait, so okay, whatever. I was an idiot, and instead of, not an idiot, but I misplayed. I should have put the Arcanist on that flag and tried to incentivize him more to get the Toro to countercharge him. So I was like, hey, I should have put him on that flag. So I run Sylis over onto that flag. Yeah. These guys, I do not want him contesting this zone. So I put a Covering Fire Templar right there. He has no way of getting Pathfinder. And I put a Griffon to block off the rest of this area and engage everything there. And if one of his heavies goes over there, that's awesome. Vyros 2 has popped feet, and I am hopefully set up so that Impetitus can start hunting down his Warcaster. And that is how I, in turn, scoring 3 points. Vyros 2 is very safe because I don't want something to get befuddled and then countercharge and then on to Vyros 2. My feet should also keep me safe. I have Arcanist in the way of Vyros 2, so if he kills him, Vyros 2 can scoot out of there, if I see his intentions and what they are. So, yeah. Stuff. He starts by shooting down my Arcanist and Sylis. I allow this to happen. Impetitus moves up and Manticore moves up. And I am very overconfident in Impetitus' ability to survive. He befuddles and brings Impetitus closer. Toro countercharges it. And then his 2 heavies come in and they're able to kill Impetitus with one of the -2 armor debuffs. Then Toro runs over here into the zone, and all these Kayazay charge the objective. And what I did not want to happen happened. Impetitus died for nothing, and he got to score this zone and kill the objective. Toro meaningfully contributed by countercharging Impetitus, and I just lost Impetitus for nothing. All that work where I sacrificed a Griffon to kill Jaims and shot down Alten Ashley, it was just pretty much pointless. That was bad. That was bad, Connor. So yeah, I do something good, and I bring the Arcanist over here so they can run in to contest that zone, and I have my models set up so that I can kill those 2 heavies. And we have a board state that looks like this. Score is now 4-2. I was able to score over here. Oops. He was not able to contest that zone as predicted, but he did score this and kill the objective, so 4-2. So yeah, going into my turn, Manticore is going to go kill that heavy. This Manticore is going to kill that heavy. And ideally, I wanted to score this, get the Arcanist in here to contest, and then shoot to death or somehow get rid of these other 4 models. And then I could potentially get Vyros 2 on the flag. So that's my really ambitious thought, because if I score 3, I win the game. However, there's a problem. This dude right here has Wrath's Mercy. I have to kill every single one of these other guys. I have to kill them 10 times, basically. Because Wrath's Mercy is like what the Exemplar Errants have, where they self-sack to something else. Except for it's regardless of range. So, yeah, I'm not going to kill that man and kill the Jacks and get rid of Aiyana and Holt. So instead what happens is I also realized Arcanist is going to get countercharged and probably just die to that Toro if I can roll a 7. Doesn't feel worth it. So I end up killing both of these 2 heavies with the Manticores, and just bopping some Steelhead and scoring this zone and trying to lock the Steelhead Riflemen out of it. And we end up like this. So his turn, he wants to kill both Manticores, and he would feel swell if that happened. So this one, Deceleration is not up. Easy Rider is up. This Manticore between Double Barrels, Kiss of Lilith, Aiyana and Holt, Kell, bailoch, and the Thorn Gun Mages just gets deleted off the table. This Manticore gets befuddled, turned around, and Toro charges into it and kills it. And that's bad. Yeah, that's real bad. But the Toro's not scoring anymore. Yay! But that was real bad. He also ran all his Kayazay eliminators into the zone and around behind the Arcanist and made things really annoying. This Griffon also has a no cortex and no right arm, and I need to repair it. However, there's a Kayazay right in my way. So at this point, score is now. He also was able to get a rifleman in to contest. Score, I believe, is still 4-2. Yes, score is still 4-2. And it's my turn now. The Vyros 2, the Arcanist starts swinging on some stuff. I roll like a 10, which was awesome, and kill one of the Kayazay, but it just gives self-sacks. Vyros 2 comes up, walks up, and just starts beating these guys down. They start self-sacking all over the place. Before that, all the Griffons just bop the respective steelheads that are around them to build synergy up. So all my Griffons are still stuck over here, just finishing off these steelhead and bopping them. Not really contributing to the fight. I really wanted to send. So this Griffon over here, my plan during his turn was to send this Griffon over to Fiona, who's on a no camp, and I'd get a charge attack at mat 11, which should hit and do a lot of damage at POW 16. And then I would be able to buy another POW 16, which I would need a 6 to hit, or maybe it was a 7 to hit. And then it would also be dice plus 1. Something like that. So it might kill her, and that would be really sweet, and maybe I could get a gunshot from Vyros too. But this Griffon is not facing the right way to be able to see her. It's close. It just doesn't. So it's not on the table. I would have to charge Eilish, and then I would only get one attack on Fiona, and it's like need a 6 or a 7 to hit. Not worth it. Not going to kill her. So basically what more or less happens here, Vyros 2 and the Griffons up here get a massive lot of work done. I also really wanted to get this Griffon through there by shooting like 1 or 2 of these guys to death, but you know, Roth's Mercy screws with that. I can't spot remove the models I want to spot remove. If he has any idea what I'm trying to do, he'll just stop me by removing the correct models. And basically this Griffon and Vyros 2 kill a crap ton of the dudes, of the Kayazay. Not a very successful turn. At the end of it, though, I end up scoring this zone, and that's it, making it 5-2, I think. His turn, he's going to get a lot of work done. Maybe I'm remembering this wrong. I think I am remembering this game wrong. I also think we miscounted the turns. Because that little dice over here on the left is supposedly what turn it is, and I bet if I go back, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to, I bet we're off on turns. Anyhow, moving on. It's turn 6. I'm playing towards winning on scenario by end of turn 7, and he doesn't want that to happen. So these guys get around and kill the Kayazays, get around and kill some stuff and beat up that Griffon. This Toro goes in and finishes off the Griffon. And then he shoots out every single dude in the zone with all of his solos and sacrificing movement and stuff. And then he runs this mechanic onto the flag. Vyros 2 does not contest this zone. Fiona walks into this zone. And my 5-2 score goes to, he goes up 3 and I go up 1. So it goes to like 6-5. So whoa, he got a lot of work done there. And it's my turn now. So this Griffin's going to keep sitting in that zone because it's what he's got to do at this point. This Griffon is going to kill this guy, so because they both can't take free strikes. Maybe they could have. But anyhow, he kills that guy, and he stands in the zone while doing so. This other Griffon walks in here and starts bopping people. He rolls bad on damage and leaves the mechanic on 1 box. Kills the Thorn gun mage, but is more importantly in the zone and contesting this flag. Then Vyros charges a Toro. Impact attacks the Overlord boss. Overlord boss dies, but hey, Roth's mercy. Self-sacks to this guy over here, so he's still in the zone. Vyros 2 is able to kill the Toro, but he misses one of his rolls with double ones, and then can only buy 1 attack. Or sorry, he only has 1 attack to make, and he has 2 models, this model and this model, that need to die so that he can score that flag, because that guy died from the Griffon. And this is a pretty critical point. I don't think I can pull it off. I don't want to get assassinated. So instead of attacking one of the 2 and I have no other attacks left, he just simply backs up. And out of 11 of what's her butt, Fiona. So now that scores me 1 point, and he scores 1 point. So he is down. It goes from, what was it, 6 to 5 or something like that. It goes to like 7 to 6. It was something like that. A little bit hard for me to remember. I apologize. But I do remember it was close. And how it works out is he cannot contest this zone, and he is going to score there. So he needs to score 2 points to win. This zone and this flag. Both of those need to happen. He cannot befuddle both of these guys out, and he cannot kill both of them. So what ends up happening is he goes for an assassination run on Vyros 2, gets this Griffon away from the flag, so that gets scored, bringing the score to a tie. And he goes for the assassination run on Vyros 2. He lands both, needing Aiyana needed an 8 to hit Vyros 2 with Kiss. Hits, -2 armor debuff. The -2 armor from Fiona hits, so Vyros 2 becomes armor 14. He is on a 1 camp. Holt shoots him a couple of times, and the Thorn gun mage both barrels him, and what's his butt? Kell bailoch shoots him twice, and leaves Vyros 2 on 1 box. Whew. Yeah, the real nail biter for me. So it goes to army points at this point, because with our incorrect turn calculations, and the score does end up being 9 to 9, and I can't remember how we got there, but I feel confident in it. I just can't remember it in this video. Went to 9 to 9 with Vyros 2 on a 1 box, 1 stinging box, and some of his rolls were hot, but I mean, they weren't absurd or anything like that. It was an actually okay odds assassination run, which is shocking for me playing Vyros 2. I don't like it when a few solos on the board almost kill him. But yeah, he then wins off of army points, because this dude right here, he counts for a full unit. The Thorn gun mage, full unit. On Holt, full unit. And then all of his expensive solos, and he killed my Arcanist units, which were free, and at 7 points each, that adds up quite quickly. So yeah, he wins on army points. And this was a fantastic game. I absolutely loved it. I feel like I was not aggressive enough with my Griffons, and I had a great idea with Impetitus. I just executed it poorly. I needed to wait for the jacks to activate first before I put Impetitus in, because being able to get the counter charge on the Toro, get all that free damage, and being able to get both heavies onto him was just a bad deal for me. With walking and no charging, bad deal. So that was the game, and thank you for watching. I had a great time with it. My opponent was exactly what I want to see in every Warmachine player. He let me know of the gotchas. We had a great time. We talked. Dice went bad. Dice went good. It didn't really matter. He had one turn where he rolled he was dice -4, and he rolled a 4 on like 5 damage rolls in a row, and he was like, well, I needed to do like 8 damage to kill you, and we just kept going with it. It was fun. It was nice. He was a great opponent. It was a really good game. I had a really good time. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this game as much as I did. Thanks.